According to a survey back in 2024, over 3 million podcasts are being produced annually. When it comes to creating a high-quality podcast and riding the wave, consistency is key. In order to do that, you're going to want to focus on the core parts of being a podcaster, like lining up guests, doing the interviews, and things like that. On top of all that, the last thing you're going to want is being bogged down by all of the tasks that involve producing that podcast. And the reality is, many podcasters struggle to find the time to do it all themselves. Hey everybody, my name's Quinn and I'm with The Podcast Consultant, and you're watching Podcast Pro Tips episode 17. Today we're going to talk about how having a production team is going to maximize your time and streamline your workflow when it comes to producing your podcast. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos, and without further delay, let's dive in. Editing a podcast is crucial, but that can be the most time-consuming part of having one. The job isn't done once you've finished recording the episode. You're going to want to listen to the episode, make edits, check if the audio is crisp and clear, carefully trim away those mistakes or awkward pauses, submit the episode for compliance edits, and the list goes on. It's a big list. And let's not forget the sound quality. It can be a pretty steep learning curve to become an audio engineer overnight. And then there's time management, trying to fit in editing, recording, publishing, and all of those things around an already constrained schedule. It can be a lot to juggle all these commitments, and it can be pretty easy to feel overwhelmed. Add to that the pressure to stay consistent in releasing content, and it's no wonder why so many podcasters feel overwhelmed, like they're drowning in a sea of tasks.
I'm fine! Totally fine!
It's easy to get caught up in all of these details and lose sight of what's important, creating high-quality content that resonates with your audience. We know from experience that DIY podcasters can spend hours, even days, trying to perfect one episode. That is not it. It usually leaves them feeling burnt out and frustrated. We all have limited bandwidth, and it can be hard to develop a brand new skill set just to be releasing content. And it goes without saying, there is the opportunity cost to all of this. There are probably far better things you could be spending your time doing than learning how to produce a podcast after you've recorded your episode. Fortunately, you don't have to do it alone. Having a production team frees up way more of your time so you can focus on just being a great host and leave the minutia to us. By hiring professionals to handle the production side of things, you can multiply your time to take your podcast to new heights and focus on the fun parts like having great interviews and connecting and networking, which is half the point of having a podcast. Speaking from experience, the shows we produce are very grateful that we are in their corner. Imagine having a team of experts at your disposal that take care of the entire back end for you, editing, mixing, and mastering each episode to perfection. Not only that, but we can help with show notes, generating social assets, transcripts, distribution. We really can do it all. It's kind of our thing. Not to mention that we can produce graphics for your show art, write custom theme songs, you name it. Working with a team will allow you to devote far more energy to producing a great show and being the best host that you can be, without worrying about all those tedious tasks. Story time. Let's imagine there's a new podcaster. We'll call her Sarah. Sarah's goal is to produce a weekly podcast, but struggles to maintain that consistency. Naturally, there's a lot of work involved. Sarah spends hours editing each episode. Then when she's done, she has to go and design the graphics, write her show notes, schedule social media posts, and upload the episode for distribution. But despite her best efforts, the quality just wasn't there. And quality can absolutely hurt performance. Plus, I'm sure Sarah has far better things she could be doing with her time. Doing everything yourself can take hours, even just for the audio. Determined to continue her pursuit of having a podcast, Sarah decides to hire a production team. Sarah now not only has most of her time back to focus on the fun parts of her podcast, but she can even continue to refine her skills, spend more time networking. You get the idea. Now, Sarah can show up each episode sounding her best, looking the part, and her show begins to flourish because of this. Because by showing up when you say you will, with the quality that people expect, you begin to build and retain a loyal fan base. She can even now spend more time engaging and building relationships with her strongest asset, her listeners. Needless to say, Sarah's not alone. Many podcasts that we've produced and others have all seen similar results by outsourcing to a production team. We'd know. It's kind of what we do. This will free up more time and energy, minimize burnout, and give you the opportunity to establish yourself as a thought leader in your given industry, business, or sector. By letting professionals handle the brunt of the work, you get to focus on the thing you love most, creating amazing content. You can book a free discovery call with us here at the Podcast Consultant in the link below to see if we'd be a good fit to help you on your podcasting journey. As always, thanks for watching. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by your podcast production tasks? What's a way that you managed to rein it in? Let us know. Be sure to check out the rest of our videos where we have a ton of other information that will help you as you step into podcasting or try to refine your existing podcast. That's all from me today. Wishing you the best and happy recording.